can sembri. It's time to do the story. Efa a year Osono Mame. Because Osono Mame, it's got to do with a year. The suspended Chief Justice, Madam Tokonu. There are so many people making noise about Madam Tokonu's suspension. And they be a kanwaha. Obia ni Ghana obetumede emra ashe onwankasa nensa, including the President of the Republic. Say obia sebio emra yenam emra kwanso eyino say ombedi Ghana dwumadie bi President Krampo entumi emfa onwane pe enkasa mapamono. E kire President no etie ofa emra kwanso. The President needs to work within the law before even bibi sa Krampo betumi si. It is not that easy for anyone to just get up and say, oh, Mr. President, you hate the Chief Justice, so get rid of the Chief Justice. It doesn't work like that. That is why all these weeks, and our months here, I can say, nobody has been able to come out from the NPP or whoever is against the suspension of the Chief Justice. Say, the Chief Justice, basically what the President is doing is against the law. Because the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, every single step he's taking, we're making sure that Constitution na we di Saimbrano so. People should understand to say Bibia goka Bibia, Bibi nka Bibi. Now, a lot of people have made arguments. Adentina Chief Justice, Adentina in Symbian, there's nothing. She's done nothing wrong. At the end of the year, some people try to play everything down. Bibia looking so simple. But the petitioners, petition a petition a year the President, there are a lot of things that the petitioners brought up. In fact, tonight I'm going to show you some of the things the Chief Justice did and why, as Ghanaians, we should be worried. And if she is not the Chief Justice today or she has been suspended, majority of you guys shouldn't be complaining. The Chief Justice, Madam Tokonu, abused her office. She actually abused, and you see, something called conflict of interest is very dangerous. It is next to nepotism. You see, the root of corruption is conflict of interest. Say the Juma Diamau, na say o position B, na say sa position now one who abuses sa position no, ebia sa position no, or the sa position yenyo me bia ebe favor hu ana e favor oba. Sometimes the crampono, you don't have to be directly involved in that act, but you being in that position alone, you need to have that that authority to stop anything. Enti obi disa John Mahama waka say na aban mu on person ne ba ebeji contract on person ne ba any aban ebe adwuma bia on person ne bushani bia ebe be aban adwuma, because he knows say even though omo the right to also go seek for their contract, the position as the president, his son today say the contract ebia 10,000 Ghana Emma John Mahama ba, every single MPP member or Ghanaians, we all will say hey, because John Mahama position or one, sa position alone, it can influence that process. You don't underestimate a conflict of interest, and when people start to complain about amount for positions, omo edi now, Madam Tokonu, your friend aka Osono Mame, so many things AC. And then me betcha idea ba kubi. Oh my no muye did say, Madam Tokonu nyeshe, we a regular Ghanaian like myself. Right? Now Monsha Adiebi. Now, this company, your friend company way, and I want you to follow this conversation very well. Very important to me. Me betcha company be. Company way, you register company way 2019. A Dina a fair company, we are friend Design 37 Limited. Design 37 Limited. I'm going to take my time today and a Friday. Say it's enough. There are a lot of stories we need to do, but I'm going to take my time for us to do this story. It's got to do with a Chief Justice who has been suspended. Now, a company where you registered in 2019. Mr. P, Mr. S, team. All right. Now, interior design and furniture designs. Now, a company way, we are some interior designing. We be a friend of furniture designs. Now OSHA registration number now is CS0984222019. You see on this platform, the reason why we have millions of Ghanaians watching us every single day is because Asemia Bekimbia, we back it with facts. And today we are doing another story on Madam Tokonu, and we want Ghanaians to understand the reason why majority of Ghanaians listen to this platform. Make sure the reason why Madam Tokonu, she's not supposed to come back as the CJ of Ghana. She's not. Now, company way, you registered in 2019. OSHA address a shower house number BAE 2920 near the place, 16th Street, Bashona. I want to register a company, no. Now, so Oko company no more. Oma company no eyo mudia and our directors of the company. So OSHA document America we are company 2. You will see this. Mami enlarge na obia hu bi se na be ya enye te se me nko na mehwe. When omo directors of the company no. You Adam Sarah Amega Tokonu or ye Ghanaian director marketing. Adam Sarah Amega Tokonu ono na ye director marketing. Sa company ne registered in 2019. And ye wo eye Serum Francis Afi Tokonu ono so eye director and designer. Serum Francis Afi Tokonu ono so ye director and designer. And ye wo Serum Francis Afi Tokonu osa ye secretary and designer. Inti company no, the director and the secretary no, one person, your friend is Serum Francis Afi Tokonu. And the oya marketing director no, your friend no, Adam Sarah Amega Tokonu. Now, so company na you registered in 2019. Right now, Mamwati ase omo directors of the day of the company. Nipa na mabo mudini nyina, you heard it. Now, Mamencho Adebi, a company. Sa company way, obebuta say edien omo ye. Sa company way say omo beye edwuma bi ama Ghana. Now, omo je contract every the judicial services war. Contract and say omo say omo ba be refurbish judicial services no, omo see new lounge, any omo library, omo be refurbish no. Now, a dear medical no. Make a just say, oh yeah, the owner of the company. Serum. This Serum lady, Onye. This one is called Serum. So she is the owner of the company. Serum Frances Afi Tokonu. She is the daughter of the suspended Chief Justice. Company now make a lady way dear. This lady or the daughter of Chief Justice Madam Tokonu Neba. Company now make sure no the owner of the company this lady, her name is Serum. She is the daughter of Madam Tokonu. This company I'm talking about, the judicial service. Madam Tokonu no. They gave this lady's company a contract. Now the contract was to fix the judicial library, build a lounge and decorate the lounge for the judicial services. We have established, this company was actually registered in 2019. It belongs to the Chief Justice's daughter. The Chief Justice's daughter and on the company, at the end of the day, the judicial services Sa company, contract to decorate the judicial library and also build a new lounge or redecorate a new lounge for the judiciary. Now remember, Serum, the daughter of the Chief Justice, Tokonu, Madam Araba Tokonu, Nebabani. That's her daughter. Now, what are some of the items girl way company and a lady way company enya contracts na or say or they ba eba bedeng or they eba be renovate the Judicial Library, and also the lounge for the judiciary. Remember, her mother is the Chief Justice. Time we win the contract, we know none of my men Chief Justice. Now, these are some of the items onya contract no or say or toya or the ebeden or the bedi jumano. Inti sa osha some of the items they be now osha items na. Bidin can remember contract so, but I'm going to show you how the whole thing went down. Oto judges reading room or renovate oto akonya bako 3,000 Ghana cedis. Oto or say desk oto be 1,900. Sorry, I hope maybe I'm getting it wrong. Oto be 24,000 or say lounge in Kunjani be 240 million old Ghana. And now oto nyamani be 42,000 or say a Kunja it be lounge war. Oto desktop computers be 23,000 Ghana, 230 million old Ghana. These are some of the things contract or state say obeto edia renovate the judges lounge and also the library, the judicial library. And remember, contract where we win and a Chief Justice. Now osha flower pot be or the car ne contract no one or say obeto edia renovation or to ebi 1,900 Ghana to Ghana 19 million. Oto bibi to say in Kunjabi and also to be 6,500 Ghana, 65 million old Ghana. Oto tables be 32,000. Bibi to say curtains, blinds, or to be 7,000, that is 70 million old Ghana. Any a whole lot of things or say not obey you see day I change the face of the judiciary or my library, any their lounge. Now, you have a publishing on our site, loudsilencenews.com, and also on our Facebook page. Now let's go into the wagon. I know, Mr. S. I'll go in there. Remember, sir, contract na a lady way. Ne maame the Chief Justice no contract na ye demand no a restrictive tendering. And I say because a restrictive tendering yama obi akwan emanan ambede contract am de be kire no unya hu cost a contract na sum total sum you don't have it, you have no idea. I'm going to show you, but I want you to understand say Madam Toko Nuba no ne baba serum we no ye man the contract no na a restrictive tendering, meaning yama obi aho kwan say ombede for that contract. Technically your friend no and on nko abaye and ye tam sika man say contract no, so obi weka say onya priority, onya special treatment. Ne ma me na the Chief Justice and ye the contract we man no restrictive tendering into obi an na mpre ho ayo no nko. She is the only person they gave the contract to. These are some of the reasons why I say Madam Tokonu should not come back to the Supreme Court. She needs to understand. If she doesn't, there are a lot damage. Now, may I go into the contract. Now, these contracts are quite interesting. Team. Now, my team is saying I should read restrictive tendering as a tre and so you move forward. I guess this is the only story we are doing today. It's a kakra. Now, you guys are restrictive tendering. I said saying this is restrictive tendering. Restricted tendering is procurement limits. Restricted tendering in procurement limits the competition to a select group of suppliers, contractors, or service providers, unlike open tendering. This method is used when the procurement subject is highly specialized, requiring only a few qualified bidders, or when evaluating a large number of bids would be disproportionately expensive. It's also known as limited bidding or selective tendering. So when they say restricted tendering, it means say it is limited to a few people, and in some instances, they have to be experts, people who have the required knowledge. Expertise exceptional, and sa contract restrictive tendering. Just say ye biema nipa kakra bi anaka sometime krampo no ye mbie kura manipa bebre ye biema company ba akopɛ. It means say I say this remember sa company no na sa company no edwuma no omu nim edwuma no omu experience no. In fact, company bia entumi mma embe den and omu be compete for that contract because omu expertise the omu nim no. About 90% of the companies on be competing omunim. Enti yebese e kire wase e no ka ho de this contract we ema Madam Tokonuba serum. Now, yanko into the contract. Follow the documents very well. Now, OSHA document where a was screen so let me enlarge it because it's always good when you can see what I am reading. This is a letter Design 37 Limited Enya free judicial services war. Now, redesigning of judicial services libraries and creation of judges lounge. In the contract, they say, "Obe designing a judicial library na was creating a new judges lounge." Into which letter now we forward herewith our bid into letter way na Madam Tokonuba extra edekoma the judicial secretary say omo bede for this contract say Omobe redesigning the judicial library and also Omoba be recreating a new judges lounge. Madam Tokono Chief Justice no nebano extra letter say contract be ono na obetuma ye no otra command Madam Tokono office say sa contract no wa bid for contract no. We forward herewith our bid for the above tender for your consideration. Having examined the tender documents, the receipt of which is hereby duly acknowledged, we the undersigned offer to redesign. I'm sorry, let me take this again. This is quite faint. Now, Uridia Seneka, we forward herewith our bid for the above tender for your consideration. Having examined the tender documents, the receipt of which is hereby duly acknowledged, we, the undersigned, offer to redesigning of judicial services libraries and creation of judges lounge in conformity with the said tender documents for the sum of grand total for redesigning of judicial services libraries and creation of judges lounge including 2 years warranty 456,456 Ghana. Now Madam Tokonuba Bano extra letter basically catch Madam Tokonu office say omo di omo be da bromo omo don be da tum say omo be redesigning the library for the judiciary and also a lounge. Now sika almost say omo de ba be sa contract no 456,000 Ghana sika no 4 billion. And na all the ba be renovate library no na omaye some lounge be ediama judges no. Into letter way free Madam Tokonu back ne ba your friend Syrian company ultra letter way ediakwa koma ediakoma the judicial secretary. Do you remember the judicial secretary? She is the lady Madam Tokonu suggested me Kufuado say on Fanenko Supreme Court. That is the lady recently or resigning here as the judicial secretary. Let me show you her picture. Eti Madam Tokonu Bano, she is writing this letter to the judicial secretary, or yet the secretary to Nemame. This woman. Into letter na Tokonu ba Etrono, or Trakoma Madam Tokonu secretary. Say, contract way ye contract in Timushe Munamon Famaye. Now, Ninina be cost 456,000. Tetegana Sikano 4.5 billion. This is the woman. Mami we ena Tokonu bano etro letter na komano. Sata no ne judicial secretary. This woman. On say recently, Madam Tokonu call suspension or no so can say wa resigning. This woman. Syria Pamela Quarantine. Time and now Madam Tokonu ba etro letter we edia koma judicial services no. Or na the secretary to the Chief Justice. Judicial secretary no onye wa resign and say the madam called suspension also are resigning. Into the banner letter, no, the letter was directed to this lady. Say, ya the bid that tomb, ya perse a renovate library, no, and library renovate, ya perse a lounge account, ning nabe cost it, tetegana sikano, almost 5 billion. Okay, let's go back to the letter. Now, Osha letter na. I wasn't done reading the letter. Osha letter ni here. We state amount of money omube here EDISR contract no where madam talk we are talking about conflict of interest. The reason why some people are making noise here because Madam Tokonu is not supposed to come back to the Supreme Court. Now who read the letter we undertake if our bid is accepted to deliver the goods and services in accordance with the delivery schedule specified in the schedule of requirement. Or see, someone a bid way too ma into letter way or throw Edia Koma judicial secretary. Sa time no na oye ne maame secretary. Say mo the bid way maya. You be make sure say ejuma no you be ne pepepe. Oba say wa or say thank you for inviting us to take part in the above mentioned bid. Into judicial secretary no judicial services no and invite you almost form bid in betum. And do bid kotumu. And how much a bid no there 2 for renovation and also the lounge, is going to cost old Ghana, no 5 billion. Where Madam Tokonu, the Chief Justice Neba, Syriam Tokonu, and the bid that I'm an army office, and DNC. Team, stay with me. So, uko the correspondence are. Or the letter will come out judicial secretary, obviously or definitely the judicial secretary would tell the boss because the judicial secretary cannot take that decision alone. It means she has to go and discuss it with the Chief Justice because the Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. And who was the Chief Justice? The Chief Justice then was the lady who was saying, give me the contract and the Chief Justice. So do you think say sa contract Syriam will not get it because what shall letter come on mame and wakacha me mame say mame deal of 4.5 billion old Ghana. Now, Osha the CHRA, this is what happened after. Now, so check a document where let me enlarge it. Na kwasi bi mbeka Kevin Taylor or that Ghana for. So on the 17th of October, September, 2024. September, October, November, December, naka 4 months, ema yako twaba. Naka 4 months, ema yako twaba, ena Madam Tokonu ba, estate ebede for this contract. Naka 4 months, ne yako twaba. Now, uridi eye memorandum to judicial service. Letter ninye. The procurement authority, judicial service, for day. Sa letter the comma procurement, director of procurement. And technically, judicial service for sa bid, and the comma procurement. That means, omashe obane bid him, Chief Justice and babane bid, and for the comma director of procurement. Inti for the call procurement authority. Now, again a procurement authority extra buy. Almost J bid no document no again no muhuye. This is the response from the procurement authority. Memorandum. Recommendation for award of contract, redesigning of the judicial services libraries, and creation of the judges lounge. 17 September 2024. Again, a procurement kaye. Your Ladyship, we refer to the Public Procurement Authority approval for the use of restricted tendering method for the redesigning of the Judicial Services Libraries and creation of Judges Lounge. The Procurement Authority. So, Madam Ladyship, omo letter adi akwa koma Chief Justice. So, Madam Chief Justice, yen saka sa bed na mde breye no. In fact, ya approve. Company ya waidia Madam Tokonuba edia. September 17th, 2024. And a procurement to Trobeka Chre, Chief Justice, through the Judicial Secretary, say they have approved the contract. Now, the procurement department has completed the process. Messiah Design 37 Limited has been recommended by the panel for consideration for contract award in a sum of 456,456 Ghana, including taxes. Respectfully, find attached evaluation report and the award of contract letter for consideration. When the signing here, Austin Evans Kanyoke. It letter the buy no. Bid in the back and my mensano. And I'm for the call procurement and a procurement on the 17th of September, 4 months to election. Approve almost 5 billion old Ghana cedis contract. And Madam Tokonuba. So unquire the library renovation and renovate or redo a lounge for judges. Almost 5 billion. 4 months to elections. Can she do that? So you now understand why Afinyo Marking is backing a lot. There's a lot in there. There's so many things going on and you have no idea. Now, did it end there? No. Yenya butre obiam follow me. Gidi gidi nimo. Ye chere Ghana for the reason why Chief Justice Madam Tokonu is not supposed to come back to the Supreme Court. Never. This is clear, just a conflict of interest. You cannot. Moses Ame Jemfi akoche onwani sika 800 Ghana. We show obi okruma man 800 Ghana. Bone yate ase. Yate ase Sami Jemfi made a mistake. Why bone ya kasa nanim. Chief Justice the contract man baba. For almost 5 billion Ghana cedis. What to work out them say? Minjai we the man can wansem. Sami Jemfi ko ne ye no koshia obi no wache ni sika. And you say oya ban mu nipa ade position no edi sen ko yesa no obedwom ye nyina ya kananim ana meboa ya sori ebie ye to ye mfa mienu we compare ne hwe den ko so ko jail in there. But I don't want to go there. I'm asking you a simple question. Enti omuchiro letter no every year procurement so they reply by say ya jatum. In fact, contract na almost 5 billion. Mumfama Madam Tokonuba Syriam. Okay, Yanko Yenim, what happened next? Now, the managing director on the same 17th now, don't get this wrong. I'm sure there. On say, she letter away. Letter na free procurement whereby na omo approve letter no on the 17th September no. The same day, another letter came through now here. So on the 17th of September 2024, and a procurement for the letter by say contract ya hwehwem ya di amano. Madam Tokonuba ya di amano. That's cool. Now here. On the same day, the 17th of September, the same 17th of September 2024, something happened. I'm in trouble there. Let me move it up so that be able to know. There is a letter. The managing director, Design 37 Limited. Award of contract, redesigning of the Judicial Services Libraries and creation of the Judges Lounge. The Judicial Secretary to Madam Tokonu actually wrote a letter the same day to Madam Tokonu Bano, telling her, say, yenya response a free procurement. Today, they are writing the letter to Madam Tokonuba. No. What did they write in the Judicial Service? Letter Omochiro Koma Tokonuba. procurement approval on the 17th of September. The same 17th of September, Madam Tokonu Jinaso MHO letter command bano. Letter way free judicial services. PDWKS 3524. Dear no mucho no letter nim. Let's read what they wrote in the letter. Letter no mucho koma Madam Tokonu bano company no. Technically, omucho koma Tokonu bano. This is to notify you that your quotation dated 5th September 2024 for the redesigning of the judicial services libraries and the creation of the judges lounge has been accepted. Almost say, all bid now the buy on the 5th of September. Remember, Madam Tokonuba Siriam, the company now your friend, Design 37 Limited, no, bid, no, the command judicial services are head on the 5th of September. On the 17th of September, and procurement approve the same 17th of September, and judicial services led by Madam Tokonu through her secretary wrote to Madam Tokonu's daughter, say, your letter you submitted on the 5th, the bid, it has been approved. This is to notify you that your quotation dated 5th September 2024 for the redesigning of judicial services, libraries, and creation of the judges lounge has been accepted. Consequently, you are requested to carry out the redesigning works based on the attached priced bill of quantities and scope of works. 2. This letter is coming from Madam Tokonu's office to Neba Company that you have been given 5 billion, almost 5 billion contracts. September 17th, aka 4 months near Tuaba. Now, second point, this is what it says. This is technology. The total contract price is 460,456 Ghana cedis, including taxes. Almost 30 the contract sum, total sum, almost 4.6 billion old Ghana cedis. Yama Madam Tokonuba. Nema me such letter man say your contract na tun. Point 3. You are to proceed with the necessary action for the execution of the contract within 4 weeks in accordance with the specifications agreed upon. Payment will be made after satisfactory completion and certification of work done. Okay, point 3 now. Almost say a year payment no obubetua after Madam Tokonuba no aye contract ne wie. Point 3 no almost say specifications omo dia man no sikana aye almost 5 billion no oye contract ni nyina wie ometam sikana mano. So there's also another twist there. Did she complete the job? Has she completed the job? Has she been paid? Was she paid after the job? Or she was paid after the job? Because we want to know, was she paid after the job was done? Or she was paid before the job was done? Because point 3, as stated, you are to proceed with the necessary actions for the execution of the contract within 4 weeks in accordance with the specification agreed upon. Payments will be made after satisfactory completion and certification works done. They wanted to make sure certifications and completion and everything is done before payment is done. The question is, was all these things done before payment was done? Who is this? It's funny. Now, Yanko point 4. By a copy of this letter, the manager, Law Court Complex, and the director, estates are to provide the needed assistance for the execution of the works. Please ensure that the works are executed within the agreed scope and reports on same following completion of works. In terms of culture, no, making sure say you not the 4 weeks aye you 1 month. What the 1 month yes renovation redesigning of the libraries so. Just redesign the libraries. Table way see where the coffee table see a books way fakosha na ye redesign the lounge 4.6 billion old Ghana. Redesigning and you're building a new library. You see redesign the library and a lounge. Baby I judge for what na din no kind book bi obi anye dede ebi om pe coffee kakra do manom. And no na ye almost 5 billion a redesign. Me cham the reason why Madam Tokonu say anka or legitimate and or kano crank also resign kra and sana committee we atrase. On kano cranting or that one nam also or court akono. She's a liar. She did a lot of damage. And she covered up a lot of things. Now, point 5. Please note that a revised work plan for the execution of the project is to be submitted to the undersigned through the director estate before commencement of work. So Ushanipa or signing sa letter we are Justice Sarah Pamela C.A. Quarantine, Judicial Secretary to the Chief Justice. Then Madam Tokonu. This woman used to be the former girlfriend of Ekufuado. She used to date Ekufuado. The former Judicial Secretary, Pamela. He used to date Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado. Then the former girlfriend. And the Judicial Services or a Judicial Secretary to Madam Tokonu. So Madam Tokonu writes a letter through her secretary to her daughter that we have given you a contract. I have given you a contract. Make sure 4 weeks you do the contract. This is 4 months to election. We were struggling to get money to feed women. Ghana. The dollar was almost 18. The government, they were telling us COVID-19, Russia, Ukraine. They were giving Madam Tokonu's daughter almost 5 billion to redesign libraries. Did it end there? No. Let's move forward. Because end of Friday. Now let's go to the next thing that happened. Team, are you still with me? Obiati asye. Saani ebe no kakra obiabeti asye o Ghana. Now, after Madam Tokonu office ankasa cho letter command the base contract the amount almost 5 billion fano. This is what happened. Now, Madam Tokonu Bano in less than a month, you catch her and say, Onya Jumani Yinenwie until in some fruit Onya Bibia. In less than a month, she's back demanding for money. Now, Uridia, she actually wrote a serum. The company a friend Design 37 Limited. They actually wrote to the Judicial Secretary to be sent to her mother, Sadieng, and this was received on the 25th of October. Remember, the last letter, Omode endorse and also Omoje contract is 17th September. This letter from a serum to her mother, the Chief Justice, through the Judicial Secretary, it was received on the 25th of October. Request for payment for redesign of the Judicial Service Libraries and Judges Lounge. Because just say MPP is dangerous. How can you say I Kennedy Japan Bawumia Obodam MPP? So I read the party no. We have no idea. Is that for what you say? Dina me anybody for kakana man no obi ati ase na ade cha kwase bi nkojina TikTok ka Kevin Taylor and ntina me yes am because me pese kwase bi kwakojina TikTok abedi matem be nkrata ba na menya time na me sa kenkan a kirikirem mo MPP for kwase afo na mo nko school no mo mubi muntie me. Now request for payment afei na ne ba no giska mo ma me do. Are they going to pay her? Let's see. I hope this letter finds you well. I am humbly writing on behalf of Design 37 to formally request for the payment of 456,456 Ghana for the redesign of Judicial Services Library, Law Court Complex Libraries, and the Judges Lounge, which has been approved. So now, Akorano, on your contract, no. But in less than a month, Wababaki say, you approve the contract, pay me the money. Or instructing the mame through the secretary that my contract has been approved by my mother through the procurement, and it came back to my mother, and my mother told me that it has been approved. Now I am back. Pay me the money. The project has been planned to meet all required guidelines and budget. We are confident that with the timely disbursement of funds, we will be able to complete. Listen. Letter way free. Madam Tokonu Banho, Syrian company no. In the letter, your trophy judicial secretary office, Nema Metroman say, this contract needs to be completed in 4 weeks before you are paid. Now, Akurane catch Nema say, through the judicial secretary say, the project has been planned to meet all required guidelines and budget. We are confident that with the timely disbursement of funds, we will be able to complete the outlined objectives. Or see, contract today and Saka by a catch them say, Sani and Mokayano said, you might deal with your bit my contract 20 minutes in the Naswa. I was a Sikana ba. Says Sikana ma, and ya dear you bet to me, I ye a Juma we it was ye. Meaning, they are asking for the money. Are they going to pay her? Her mother is the Chief Justice, Tokonu. Are they going to pay Tokonu's daughter the money? There are people who did jobs for the government, road contractors for 8 years. They were not paid. Some died. Madam Tokonu's daughter put a bid in less than 2 weeks. It's been approved. Or say, pay me the money now so that I can do the job. Or letter command through the judicial secretary. Now, please let us know if there are any additional documents or information required to expedite the process. Thank you for your attention and support. We look forward to your favorable response and to the continued collaboration on this important initiative. Yours sincerely, K.A. Ketali Abdullah, Secretary, Administrator, Design 37 Limited. So talk on Uba. Et which letter command ma mesa be per contract. Na ne ma for the procurement. Na procurement for aba say ajatum. Na ne ma aka just say approve. Na ne bana sa catch ma me say hiska. Hey Ghana. This is the Chief Justice I'm talking about too. Madam Tokonu. Obi to say adentina ye tata Tokonu. Udim the Tokonu aye. Yes, so me jemfia ko eye na wako share obi no wama niska. Ye ntia fine. Maybe the judgment there was wrong. Ye fan compare we. I'm not here to justify some Jemfi's actions. I don't want a problem. He can go and drink poison. I don't want a problem. But I'm making you understand to be a Ghana tier. Now, did it end there? Let's see. Pizza to phone Swami for. I hope say every single person is following what we are doing. So, if you don't know a year serum, she is actually connected to a year David Ajay. The guy now omomano a year cathedral contract no. It is serum. She worked with David Ajay's company in 2015 as an intern. Enti sa lady we are oye Madam Tokonu ba no. David Ajay na omude eye cathedral design man no. She used to work with David Ajay as an intern, not oye attachment. In less than 4 years, the intern is getting contract worth 5 billion old Ghana. What is the Ghana ukim? This is it. Onye. She used to work for a year. Serum Onye. I Tokonu ba ni. Fe. The dead. Mesa twaso. But me chiro bibi. Me chiro. You have not seen anything yet too, eh? Boni afenyo makin mwedi ewo Ghana no. Anything I'm sorry no we demonstration say Madam Tokonu nko. Uni boni mwedi wa Ghana. When I hear people tell Kevin Taylor, I am do you know the damage people have caused in Ghana? And yet democracy, and consider the people be second, you bomb in a timutu. And yet democracy. Obi Pempa Daswawo, Obi Nebi, yatam almost 5 billion. Amatoko Nuba. She used to be an intern 4 years ago. Yawa road contractors for Ghana are buying 8 years in Jomoko. Ebiu, Ose Bawu Miani Kennedy, and Kwasiafo Mianui. Amomayadeng. I'm a terminal report na mebo chiro MPP na me chiro now yanko enim me wi ameba size pictures ni nyina so don't worry now ye wi we no yanko what happened next okachire ne maame office say she needs them to pay them no e wana or issue invoice Serum, the company, they issued an invoice of 456,456 Ghana, 98 pesos. Tete Ghana's Ghana almost 5 billion or issue invoice. Now you see it. Invoice in person Madam Tokonuba back to court and do what? We are conflict of interest. And you people are still working in Ghana doing demonstrations. Say Obi tata Tokonu. Unim dia Tokonu atraso. Because MPP for Monkwasi Aboni and Wedi. But you say Tokonu or wha obitima protect him. May bot Tokonu ne records achiremo. This is Tokonu's second sin. But in the morning in about Bechemo with facts. Ya shoda na ya di ni ya hwemo na mo MPP for mu Jimmy ready for party. Enti osa issue an invoice. Ka invoice no so Design 37 Limited. TIN number C002520517X. Supply interior design to Judicial Services. Date 29th November 2024. Naka how many weeks near Twaba? 29th of November 2024. Na ye issue invoice. Na aka how many weeks? Na aka how many days? Na akoto about 7th December. A week or two to elections. Na Madam Tokonuba issue invoice of almost 5 billion old Ghana. You sit there and tell me this woman has to come back to our court and sit there and do what? The committee is not supposed to even sit. That committee now, Madam Tokonu case, they are supposed to today call it off and sack this woman. So after all this, Mobekache say Tokonu can go back to our court. Why should Tokonu go back to our court? Seven days to elections. Not Tokonuba issue invoice. The money. The money under the table. What to work is MPP? Before we Jimmy. 7 days to elections. Now, Madam Tokonu ba issue invoice of almost 5 billion old Ghana. Nema amena amana contract. Nema amena the Chief Justice. The Judicial Secretary can never make this happen without the Chief Justice knowing this. So this is clear-cut conflict of interest. Senka Madam Tokonu or China and Kebe Hangeno. Do you know that? Yeah. Say Tokonu. Suspended Chief Justice Tokonu. Senka or China and Kenda na Kebe Hangeno. Come on, come kuno. With all due respect, yeah, because that's how the law works there. Clear conflict of interest. Wash a yinewie. And you know the interesting thing? Company now made sure I will know from the beginning, no. Ne mami enu ne oho Edem and Serum. Our mami and sa. And mami and son, madam, mami show ne mami and son picture. Mami show. Team, get me. Let me get you their picture. So with there, it's a public document. It is our company now. Omote ye no. Madam Toko nu baba akwe friend Edem. And a Toko nu baba akwe friend Serum. Omu mienu are on that company. Company ne mami enu ne dia. Let me show you no. Let me show you. Our mami and sa. Two. And as our company ni omu dia. Omu na ye almost 5 billion. These are her kids. Our mami and sa. Ba akwe a lawyer. Nembani ni. Mami nchiro, anya say before we ni so. Intimen ka say, oh. Team, I lost the picture. Me de nema. Is it? I think there's it. Yeah, I have it here. Sorry. Tokonu. Keep both. Tokonu nembani. You see, Serum and Edem, they are directors of the company. Design 7. These are her kids. Now you see it. Ain't it and yet something they know what they are doing. Now some mommy a chief justice cry. What will make you want to take a contract from the judiciary service? What will make you do that? Unim some mommy the head of the judiciary. What will make you go open a company in 2019 and come in 2024 and say, give me almost 5 billion to do a job for me, mommy? An agency that, this is the one arm of government. Your mom is the head. So I deliberate. You see how they are happy? What is quite so? Olai to create doom. Odo kwasi adimi matem. And Madam Tokoni is always standing in church and preaching. The law is the law. Now, mama yanko enim kakra. So Osha ne mana dear Osha green dress no on a lawyer no. No, they also grey no. They also grey no. Yes. Mr. P. It's Edem and Serum. They are the directors of the company. In fact, some sado call back now make sure company now. Make sure company document no. You better ask about you also a detailing your maybe. On say make sure company no. Directors of the company no. On say edini nie. Edem Sarah Amega Tokonu. And ye what Serum Frances Afi Tokonu. And a Serum into omumienu and a company ni omudia. Bakuya marketer and a bakuya director and designer and secretary. Inti nembambienu ebie company. Nembambienu ni be company no. And a omudia kwa ne mame Jose, my contract. And I'm here the chief justice say the secretary no approve it and now fan procurement. Never encore restrictive tendering. Memo biani or mompre. And procurement say, oh, so company with only unique, only exceptional, and almost approve it. And almost had the bread a year CJ office. And I'm catching CJ say, oh, madam, Obano contract no, ya approve it on the 17th of September 2024. The same day, and a year secretary to the chief justice and nema the owners of the company no extra come on say mo you know ya approve it the same day. Now does it end there? No. I'm sure I did me. So machao the invoice from Madam Toko Numban company no. Now, after that, what happened? Documents in the dorsum. Now, this was when the director procurement in fact, this was when the procurement office, director procurement, actual letter ekoma chief justice say ne ban company no the 5th of November into read letter where this letter it was from the director procurement to a judicial secretary, and what's the subject? Request for funds, redesigning of judicial services libraries and judges lounge. Now had the date near 5th of November 2024. 5th. Your ladyship, reference is made to the award of contract letter number PDWKS 3524 dated 17 September 2024 for the redesign of the judicial services libraries and creation of the judge lounge. Following the issuance of the award of contract to Meza Design 7 Limited, the company has requested when they sent the letter, you see, when they wrote the letter, timer, my member company no actual letter no, sure letter no command judicial services and copy the procurement. It sure judicial services no say no ye win contract no sikasam no na judicial services forward day procurement say sikasam na a procurement chro ediama chro on the 5th of November. Edema Ayedian, Chief Justice, say, following the issuance of the award of contract to Meza Design 37 Limited, the company has requested per the attached letter that they will require early disbursement to proceed with the works. In the time, Nebano actual letter come Chief Justice through the Judicial Secretary, no, so omu demanding early money. Are what the procurement authority time encourage letter come on Chief Justice through the Judicial Secretary say no. They also forwarded the letter to procurement. Now procurement responded to Chief Justice no or say over the 3rd paragraph or say in the circumstances we wish to seek approval for the release of an amount of 456,456 Ghana including taxes to enable the company proceed with the works. It's in a mandatory letter. Madam Tokonuma mienu actual letter come Judicial Secretary. Almost I catch mama say they need the money, but the contract states say was somewhere there. They insisted they needed the money, and Madam Tokonu forwarded the letter to come out procurement, and the procurement say, "Oh, money some here can there, and then the Momo Muska almost 5 billion into treaty Bibia as an emergency." Was an urgent deal. It was so urgent that procurement wrote back quickly to the Judicial Secretary through to the Chief Justice through the Judicial Secretary to tell Nkorane say, oh, the mukane you bet sika this is here. Nkorane ma Judicial Secretary no pressure. Judicial Secretary through the Chief Justice no ma procurement pressure. Procurement say ate madam, ya the sika be ma wo ma no. Into letter no say in the circumstances we wish to seek approval for the release of an amount of 46,000 into Judicial Secretary for no letter no come procurement. Procurement actual letter come Judicial Secretary say right now no they are also seeking for that money for the mano. You get it? And you see the damage they do. And then you can say, Bonnie, ya Bonnie. Sami Jemfi na kodi nkwasi asem. And a Ghana for Munya na asemoka. Me, I'm not going to sit here and defend Sami Jemfi. That's not my job. It's his own job. On one action. I will not sit on a platform and defend Sami Jemfi on anything. No. But I want you to understand, say, there are more pressing issues we need to deal with. As far as you are over 18 years, you should know your actions, what you will do. But there are more crazier things to deal with. People are supposed to be jailed. Madam Tokonu issue no, and not just suspension. No. Her license is supposed to be revoked. She's not supposed to go home with a dime. Yeah, can't one of the Chief Justice of Ghana destroy the judiciary? From what I am reading here, no, Madam Tokonu should not go scot-free like that. And it's in the MPP for a year day. They know lots and lots. Hey, when Bonnie have in your market with do you know the damage these people have caused? All that they are doing is to protect their crimes. Now say NDC about government 5 months grand year. Wouldn't the ABC? Do you know what is coming? NDC bar power. ND 5 months. NDC it's not power. ND it's not power. ND 5 months. Oh. The level of crimes they go NDC for national, they have not even touched 1%. Do you know what is ahead? Do you know what is ahead? You have no idea. Now, Yanko enim. Wait, conflict of interest. And think a committee no motina sa Chief Justice. They are not supposed to work. They are supposed to sack the woman. They are supposed to sack her. Her kids are supposed to. Yatiane Kufuado ne yire ne mba. Rebecca Kufuado or ne mba. Omu be a foundation and omu be sika di en kwasi afo ni nam Ghana ha. Ye nyo mo hwe. Ye ti krom ha. And Kufuado. Rebecca Kufuado or ne Kufuado ma e be a company. My sister's keeper. They took money from us. And then kwasi afo we demonstration catch say yama MPP mbra power. Adaya bodam ni Kennedy Japan or trofo bodam ni Baumia, they can save us. These people, do you know the damage they've done? Where Madam Tokonu sin two medine scandals bebremo, you'll be shocked. Baby, they are more serious stuff than this. Anytime who MPP for no mu Jimmy or Mohua, and I'm to be stressed. I'm hey, Madam Tokonu is coming back where? Opa, allegations are chain. When Kwa alone, she's not supposed to sit in the Supreme Court or a Chief Justice. This alone, what I'm showing you Ghanaians. Now yet Ghana near Mami we sabetna Supreme Court Chief Justice. Nay board them. From what I am showing you, are we not mad? Say you better allow Madam Tokonu to come and sit in the Supreme Court as the Chief Justice. Now, Shadia. So basically, the government of Ghana finally issued payment. After the pressure from the kids, the government of the day, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's MPP, they basically issued, they succumbed under pressure. Document in here. Government of Ghana payment voucher. They paid almost 5 billion old Ghana to Madam Tokonu's children to come and Ubuvuye, you for ball. Ubuvuye, finally, a year the government of Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia Kennedy, they gave the money to the kids. These are the documents. We will publish everything. Mr. P, Mr. S. If you want to watermark them, watermark them. If you don't want to watermark, just whatever you guys want to do, put it out there. Usha journalist in Kwasi Afube Ghana said Paul Adomotri who fin drug infested fool. I'm a bit radio so TV so dadamo. Gonorrhea Paul Adomotri. Na San Kwasi Afube na muti omo Ghana. A journalist who has been employed by a government. Are you silly to listen to such an idiot? That person is a criminal. Somebody who stands on radio to tell you, I am a journalist, but at the end of the day, he takes his paycheck from the government. How can that person be truthful to you? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Paul Adomotri served on NMC board and came to Ghana airport. He was appointed by Akufo-Addo MPP. Now, Kwasi Awejina when him suit tantan say onimunyansa. Now, what school now onimunyansa. He's being paid by these dogs. Do you think Paul Adomotri, such a filthy, dirty fool, will stand there and show you this? He would never do it. Because he's being paid by these criminals. That is why they be a catch them some. It is not about I make you know the truth, but do what come because you will be a Jimmy. Jimmy send me Andrew Paul. I don't want you begin our here. Oh, something you are a very secretive guy. Obi also you reading the birthday. Oh, you didn't call baby and son a wabaho. Oh no, you read the birthday. Wow, you're a secretive guy. You don't want crowd noise. Oh, you did the birthday. Oh, you did pay free fiaco baby. Ma was alcohol my bag some hosa wanzamning. Namo Paul, I don't want you almost a Jimmy Anna. Me yire na ti me fie wo na oyire na ti fie we na yire na ti fie na oyire di birthday I say I oyire so kodi birthday ni restaurant bi went man drive oyire every wo fie e fa nanko restaurant no on her birthday. Your wife and her friends has to be somewhere for you to later come with a flower. Na kwasia we gina TV so your explanation we chire wona butie. Na mo yes kwasia jibi we drug infested food way Paul Adobochi. Ejina TV so your explanation we say it's my wife's birthday and you know what and I'm a private person. So into your birthday no and I will call baby and I later will cut off flowers by you could not take your wife from home. No way Jimmy. Na obi to be no Paul Jimmy. The guy just went there because Obani nente or no Obani woma a Obani birthday he can go there. Say Mother's Day but alcohol. He no beer or send a party bag sign home. Paul is a liar. Where Jimmy? Don't entertain such a criminal. Obi a togba the man car money wedding. Obi no kwedi togba the atem. Such a dog. Na ojina TV so Jimmy na amanfo tie no. You know, and you see my wife, and you know they don't know how long I'll be married, and so I'm a very quiet, secretive person. So on my wife's birthday, and you see my wife and her friends, and later I was coming in with a flower. Were you the one? Did you leave the house with your wife, or your wife left the house alone for you to later come with a bag around you like a dog? His wife was having her birthday at her own location. So Obani didn't birthday. You can come through. The woman is matured. When you be for papa is cool. You can just come there and take pictures. Now question TV so and you see a picture of me and my wife. Can't you see the woman wasn't comfortable around Paul? Not Paul who any nine. Can't you see? But back to the issue itself. This is Madam Tokonu. I'm talking about the Chief Justice. Neba. This is the family I'm talking about. Assembly in say, Madam Tokonu and Nemba Omati company. And Madam Tokonu Amanemba contract. That is what we are discussing. Should Madam Tokonu go back to the Supreme Court? No. Let's be honest here. Who in their right senses will sit and say, yes, Madam Tokonu anchor back? That's what I'm saying. The committee investigating the allegations against the Chief Justice, Madam Tokonu, they are supposed to stop working. It's a waste of resource. The woman is guilty, 100%. She's not supposed to come close to our court. Never. Nobody is supposed to give this woman room. She created a company with her kids to give her daughters almost 5 billion old Ghana cedis contract. Why should we allow this? Why should any Ghanaian? Why should any Ghanaian? Now let me show you. There's one document I didn't show you. Let me show you. Besides, all right, let me put that on. Me team some show at DB. So you see the document I showed you, the last one I showed you. Beba, any. You see this, Shadia? Read this for yourself. Design 3-7, 420 drive. Street North Ridge, blah, 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 blah. Project name, redesign of Judicial Service Library, Law Complex Libraries, and redesign of Judges Lounge. Document, payment receipt. Government of Ghana paid the money. And this is the receipt I showed you. Wait a minute, maybe mess up back. But I want you to see. You see, the government of Ghana paid. They paid the money to the kids. It will read the document in the latter part of document in here. Documents paid receipt for the interior design of interior finishing and furnishing of the Judicial Services Libraries and Judges Lounge. Date issued. When was the payment made? 29th of November 2024. Received the Judicial Services of Ghana Finance Department. Amount 434,291 Ghana 53 pesos. Date received 29th of November 2024 for payment of the redesign of the Judicial Service Libraries, Law Complex Libraries, and Judges Lounge. They paid the money to them. Madam Toko Numbano Eje almost 5 billion old Ghana, 29th of November 2024. Naka how many days me atwaba? 7. Oyeza Paul is animal we. He's paid by the government. Why not this idea we betro? Oyeza Paul much about betro side way. Oye Jimmy for they are lying to you people. They are using you people to build their lives. Omo unsa mu dudu mo Jimmy. Mo Ghana for no. You can't correct them one. And it's not to be a metina me say. There was a document we back we eye entrono onkofa mbra. Say me boa. Nobody can speak in Ghana. Nobody. Chief Justice Tokodu cannot speak on this. And do you know what I have? Do you know what is coming? Make much your document to me. Mama me charge ya. Me gum kuru na mama. Mama me charge ya. Make much your document to be. Imagine be boom. So me try na me catch up say the MPP should never come close to power for the next 42 years. I know what I am telling you. In baby to me catch them say for some reason enye bibia na me can on air. Say nyame bi wo ha me can there will be war in Ghana. Yeah. And to come see. Some people will murder some people in Ghana. There will be war, there will be anger. The youth will rise up against some people in Ghana. But we keep those things because we want to protect the democracy of this nation. That is why sometimes ayana yakasa ni ejina. Why? Because we are looking at the young people on the streets. Akwara yenya wo no obi oba time bia onyam. If you give the NPP opportunity again, you are done. Bawumia, Kennedy, Japan. We mommy review. They are thieves, they are criminals. They don't care. Don't underestimate the NPP. JJ Rollins catch them. These are the groom criminals. The NPP, they deliberately sit and groom criminals. They know what they are doing. They are deliberate. It is in their spine. They groom them because in their head they don't belong to Ghana. They see themselves and say they are better than you. Oh, and then oh my way there. These are mad people. Red fool. They kill their own and laugh. They laugh about it today. Ever seen there? They are back again. They want power. You know what they'll do with power? They need to be. It does not matter how many times this NDC falter. We need to we need to help them. We need to guide them. They also come anymore. We need to rebuke them. But we need to understand one thing: keep them in power. NDC in power. We need them for 42 years or else we are done. Put your politics aside. The NPP is dangerous.